What happened to your connection? Someone feels really disconnected from you. I couldn't be what you wanted. You were an important lesson for me. Never going to give you up. Held back for reasons beyond my control. Those came out immediately. What did they do to mess it up? They feel like they can't let go of this connection, but that you've already forgotten about them. That you never wanted it to begin with. They feel like you led them on or didn't tell them your true feelings when really they're the ones who held back for reasons beyond their control. They're having a moment of panic, wondering why things have changed, because you might still be in contact. It's just things have changed. Like you don't contact first anymore. They don't know what to think about this. They don't know if they should wait. They don't know if you're trying to tell them to completely leave you alone. They're not going to try to force themselves on you or anything, but they feel like you're being nice, kind of just going along to please, and they don't know what to think about that, and it scares them. Did you ever want the connection? Like, what happened? Did you hear something? Did it go wrong? How did it go wrong? Grass was not greener. Did you hear they were interested in someone else? Because they think they were not. Rose-colored glasses. They are making a lot of assumptions about your life, wondering if it's all their fault. Did you change? Are you going through something? Did you take off a mask they didn't know you were wearing? What else? Spill tea oracle deck. Karmic lesson. There are karmic lessons in relationships that need to be learned. Okay, as this goes on, this person's in way worse shape than I first realized. It's funny, like, I don't always take it so literally at first when I should, but you were an important lesson for me. They feel like they could have gotten ahead of things. Like you might have heard rumors that were not fair. That's what they think. They think you heard something about them, like someone poisoned the well against them in your eyes, and they wonder what happened. They just can't figure this out. What do you need to know spiritually about this? You naturally protect people. You deserve better than you are asking for. They feel protected by you. They feel like you have protected their feelings all along because maybe you didn't even want to talk to them. And that you deserve better. They're really in their feelings. Like, this is not done well for their self-esteem, put it that way. They just feel broke down and discarded. But it's not just you. It's a long list of people. Don't make them think that you have to save them or something. They really need some kind of honest therapy. A mental health professional. No matter where you live, there's pretty much always some kind of free mental health available somewhere. And this person might be able to afford it though, but they're really spiraling. And I don't like this energy for any of us. I don't like to speak this on anyone. Let's imagine that they're not spiraling, that they focus on the good stuff, that they're not using substances they shouldn't use, things that put them in a bad mood. May they be uplifted and encouraged. May you be uplifted and encouraged. Because I hope it's not you on this end of it. But anyway, this person feels like they can't keep a connection. They feel like it just keeps going wrong. They don't know what they're doing. Are they overstepping? Are they coming across needy? Are they mean? What? I mean, I'm just getting all kinds of stuff from this person. They wish that you would just talk to them and tell them what they need to do. You ever seen that where people will be in one crowd sort of when they first move to town because they're just getting to make friends, and then later they end up, like, especially if you're in public school or something, then later they'll end up with a whole different crowd of friends because they're just getting to know people and they realize the first crowd wasn't really for them, whatever. But also, that's what I'm getting. It's like maybe even some petty high school stuff that, look, adults still do it, workplace people. It's crazy what people do. That's why a lot of us, I think, are just like solo. It's better to work for yourself, because I don't care where you are. Like, I feel like certain occupations are worse for that, like teachers and nurses, and not just the traditional female professionals either. I mean, if you work in a warehouse full of men, those men will start acting like little girls. It's just a human tendency, I believe. I've thought about this so much in my life. This person feels like they're not one of the cool kids, and now you know that, or something. They want to go make a fresh start. They don't know how much this is going to keep happening. They feel like they're haunted by some kind of like something like a curse following them around. Look, if you say a curse is following you around, that's following you around. You're speaking spells over your life at all times with your words. If you keep saying, like I know someone who said, I always lose lids. Like to bottles, to jars, everything. Always lose lids. You know what? They keep losing lids because they're always saying, I always lose lids. I always lose lids. If you're saying, I always ruin friendships, this always happens to me, there is a negative spiritual energy trying to get you to question yourself, trying to make you feel bad, making you think about all these times when things have gone wrong, when it can be hard to put one foot in front of the other and deal with feelings and still try to have a life. But don't let all these feelings weigh you down, because if you keep having the feeling, you're going to draw it in. You're going to draw in more of it just by having that feeling, okay? That's stuff I wish I'd known a long time ago. Deal with it, move on. But sometimes you're just sitting around, like even me, I'm working, doing videos or something, and I know it happens to a lot of us, and just out of nowhere, it seems like you start having these thoughts about something. Pay attention to that. Metacognition, analyze every thought. Not every thought is one you need to sit with and spend time on. Sometimes you just need to imagine, okay, that thought is like a little ball, and I'm just going to push it out of the way. Just kick it out of the way. That thought's not going to hurt me today, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a list of other things that I do want to focus on, because it's trying to get your attention. Anyway, I'm just getting someone really like in some kind of depression spiral, upset because they feel like they're being, if it's not like a curse, it's just like a bad reputation, like something they did, it was a mistake, something they don't feel is fair, like people got a bad impression of them or something, and things went badly for them in a workplace or a school or a town. They know it has to do with first impressions and the fact that other people were kind of out to get them. Whatever side of the situation you're on, you need to know that you may have sensed this kind of energy, this, I just keep getting Lord of the Flies, which I haven't watched that in forever. It was a book, movie, where these kids, I mean, it shows just what happens. Like a bunch of kids land on a deserted island and they have to survive there. It's like people sort of split into factions, just like reality TV, like Survivor or something. That's what life is. A lot of us have realized that, and I think that's why so many of us, I've seen so many videos about this, about people who, the more you're alone, the more you want to be alone. Because when you're in these big crowds sometimes, the reason a lot of us get anxiety, this is my theory, the reason some of us can read rooms better than others, like we go into a room and just don't feel like we belong there, or feel like something's off, like somebody doesn't belong there. And sometimes you have no choice, you got to stay there for some reason, work, family, whatever. Sometimes you got to be in awkward situations. And no, I didn't see a video about this. This is my own opinion. The more you're alone, then the more you're around these groups, the more you feel that energy. I might just go out in public tonight and test that. I don't go out in public a lot, really, because the energy is just so loud. That's what this is about. This is, I'm getting that sense of someone who, maybe you're the same way, because I know it's a lot of us, especially after 2020, things changed a bit. Like, let's say you work for yourself, or work alone with your thoughts a lot, alone with just social media. Like I said, it can be hard to go back into regular society, especially like small towns where it feels like everybody knows each other. We've always stood out as the weirdo. I'm just getting like these, like that's one of the reasons you came here. Tell yourself that I came here to learn how to deal with this, to this earth, to learn how to deal with this. And the answer may be time for a fresh start, get away from these people. I've seen that. I know a lot of you have seen it too, where some people want to push you right out the door as soon as you come in the door. They're like, some people are very territorial. They want to spread gossip, tell everybody everything. They don't realize how harmful they are by spreading this gossip. I'm just getting a whole lot coming at me right now about this. It's okay if you need to move. Just start manifesting that. Put out that frequency. When I say that, I mean pray if you want to, but just say, I am worthy of a new beginning. I feel worthy of a new beginning. I feel a new beginning coming at me. I feel myself magnetized to a brand new, fresh start, because you deserve better than this. Honestly, I don't even know what I started out with this in this reading, because my readings, they start one way and it's like a movie at the end. It could be something else. But this whole time, it's just that kind of energy of someone who maybe just doesn't belong, and that's okay. If all these things keep happening, sometimes it's like, you know what? That door is closed. It's time for me to go ahead and make that big move where you do actually find your soul family, where people aren't big weirdos, because it's just a weird situation. Like someone wants to dominate. Like someone really, look, enough. I was going to say someone feels like the big fish around there and they got to make sure they're the big fish. Meanwhile, no one even cares. Like, you got to have enough of this before you'll make a change. And someone may not have known they were moving into a small pond. Okay. There are a lot of big fish already in that small pond. It's like, okay, I'll go to a different pond. You know what? If that's the case, may it flood enough that you get to swim out of that pond and somewhere else. I've seen it happen. I've seen that happen. If you have a pond near a creek, you don't know what's going to end up in that pond, honestly. Things wash down the creek if there's a flood. Anyway, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just time for you to clear out some things in your life. The water movement. I'm getting water movement. And someone else brought this up in a comment. Someone needs to hear this. You know, water carries memory. Water stores memory. You're mostly water. A lot of water is held in your fascia. You're just like your main skin tissues and stuff, all right? I talk about Kevin Trudeau on here a lot. And it's not just him, but others. Like, he says to get a vibrating plate, which I have one. I use it every day for 10 minutes. Oh, it's so good. It just gets all the lymph moving. It's not really about weight loss. It's about moving fluid around your body. Also, he recommends a trampoline, which I need to get one of those, like one of those little mini trampolines, a rebounder. But someone needs to hear that. Like, someone needs to get up and start moving. Get out of your routine. That's why the stuff, like one reason why stuff like the rebounders and the vibrating plates and everything, the reason they work is because it shakes up the normal flow. It sort of makes you like a glitch in the matrix. Like the thing I said about water movement, it's the same way with traffic. I got this, and yeah, this is for this reading. Somebody needs to hear this. When the normal flow is disrupted, it forces you to find other paths. Like, has that ever happened to you? Like, you live in a town where you know everywhere, you know all the roads, but something disrupts you. Like, there's a wreck, and you're like, oh, I can't take my normal route. Well, you have a map on your phone, it reroutes you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this road was here. I found a new area over here. And that rerouting makes you find other things, just like a river, a creek. If something happens, like a tree falls and it dams up in one area, that water is just going to form new paths. It's going to form a new stream, and it might be a good thing. But the water is going to find where it needs to go. It's going to flow the right direction. I say all this to say, don't limit anything. No limits to what your divine creator, which has been you all along, can do, okay? No limits. If you need a new beginning, do not underestimate anything. Like I said, the big fish in a small pond doesn't mean it's stuck there forever. It doesn't mean it's stuck there forever. Like, and let's say you can't compete with that big fish. Look, may you be lifted out of that pond. May there be a flood and you go to a different body of water. Be the glitch in the matrix, just like shaking up all your DNA, your entire body, all your cells with a vibration plate while you're manifesting. I know that sounds crazy and it probably doesn't sound like it goes with this reading, but it does. Somebody needs to hear that. And just tell yourself you're putting out a frequency. I'm putting out a frequency that draws in my heart's desire, a frequency of new beginnings. I am open to new beginnings. I forgive everyone. The only way it works is with unconditional love in your heart. The way, the truth, and the life, like Jesus was saying. Unconditional love. If you have some, look, new life came out. Like if you have hate in your heart, resentment, anger, it could backfire. The whole thing could backfire on you. So manifest all this frequency of love and compassion. Anyone who's spoken against you, may you just forgive them and good things flow to you and you be lifted out just gently and placed somewhere else. Don't be afraid. But I am just getting, this is something that's moving someone toward a new life. Last card. Several cards. Oh, this is great. You are an original. You achieve everything you want in life and you become wealthier every day in every way. And that's just a frequency. No limits. I'm talking to someone right now who has limited themselves. Look, I ask that you be shown what those limits are. I'm going to get an energy ball together. I'm going to send it to you. All the intention of you knowing that you are the divine authority over your life. The veil is thin. Oh my gosh, I feel it. I feel this energy. Unconditional love. Look, I will forgive your enemies for you. I'll stand in your place right now and do it, okay? That's what this has. The desire for you to forgive, for you to have the best life possible. Because that forgiveness, what it does is it just greases the wheels for all your manifestations to come in. It does. Unconditional love. You have access to anything you want. Any new beginning, everything. Anything you want, it's yours. I send you that energy. And I'm going to end with this. You are an original. You achieve everything you want in life. And you become wealthier every day. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.